Hi everybody and welcome to Paper Wishes Vlog. I'm Lene Gehrig and today I'm so excited to bring you this wonderful collection. This is Lavinia stamps and papers. This is the Dreamscape paper pack and this is just a few of the stamps that I'm going to show you today. They have this wonderful collection of fairies and fairy houses and dragons, and it's just wonderful and very, very magical. So I'm going to show you through here these wonderful papers. They've already got all this mixed media effect done to them, but you can still, I'm going to show you other techniques today, you can still add more to them, some wonderful effects. And this is just sort of a jump right in, save a little time. They've got the backgrounds already done for you. Just gorgeous. So here's a couple of the stamps. Here's some examples. These were actually done by the Lavinia designers. Really gorgeous backgrounds and beautiful. This moon shape is really prevalent in a lot of their designs, and I'm going to show you how to do that today. Also got a beautiful card here that Debbie did. My friend Debbie, she is so talented, and her stamps, these are the stamps that she used for this one. She used this beautiful fairy house, isn't that gorgeous, and then colored that in. She's also got this beautiful little stamp here. This one is called Fairy Tale, of course, and it's got that beautiful dandelion. When I was little, we used to call them wishes, and you'd blow on them and they would go all over the lawn, and Dad would get upset, but it was a fun time. And also stamping these beautiful flourishes and all these tiny little fairies and the dragon, which I'm going to show you on another card. And then this is a great little thing. It's this sort of mini orb right here that she stamped and just added more and more layers. So I'm going to show you how to do this great moon on these papers. Another great card with showing this fairy carrying that dandelion theme again. Let's just take out one of these papers. I'll try to find one similar. Go. Oh good, I grabbed the same one. All right, and then to make this, where did I put my, here it is. I cut this circle out of acetate. There you go. And to do that, I just used some circle cutting dies. This is the sort of medium one. That's about a 3-inch wide circle. And I just cut it out of a scrap of acetate. You could also cut it out of a sheet protector, just something clear that has some firmness to it. And what you're going to do is find a place, and first of all we're going to stamp on this. I think what we're going to do is first I'm going to show you just how to do the moon first. Changing my mind as we go here. So here, this isn't the color that Debbie used. If you want to find out all the supplies that Debbie used, you just click on the photo on the below the vlog page with this particular collection of Lavinia, and it will take you to all the supplies that Debbie used for her card. And this is water reactive, and we're going to go ahead and really load up our blender brush. Okay, I'm not even going to tap that off like I usually do, and just tap it a little bit here on the edge, and you're just going to go around the edge of that acetate. And what Debbie did was she went ahead and did her stamps first and then did this moon around them. I'm just going to show you this technique of the moon, and then I'll show you some other things about the stamping, because there's definitely an order to it so that you can see how to place the moon so that it is in the foreground or in the background. And I'll show you the difference there. Oops, I slipped a tiny little bit. You could also use some repositional spray on the back of this if you're kind of nervous about keeping it in place, and then it would just peel right off. Okay, there we go. Isn't that a beautiful orb? And so easy to do. That's your tool, right? So I'll show you a couple of more. Here's another card. This is one that I made, and I used, grab all of these different stamps. this gorgeous fairy tale. It's a fairy hive. Isn't that cool? That's the name of it, Fairy Hive. And when I stamped it, I didn't use the entire thing. A lot of things can kind of extend off the edge of the card. So I got a lot of different elements on this card by using my edges and stamping off the edge of that. Okay, and then this one, oh, this is a beautiful one. This beautiful woman is called Zimra. And she's got this outstretched hand, which would be perfect. I used this dragon die right here, this little mini dragon. But how pretty too to do the flutterbys stamp. The little tiny butterflies kind of extending off the edge there. And then this is the lunar buds, and some of them are taller, and what I did was, if I wanted them to be even taller, I stamped them up here, and then I just took a pen with a fine tip pen, and I just extended the stems so you can make them as long or as short as you'd like. And this wonderful greeting, the clouds are lined with silver as often as we are told. I give you this, my heartfelt wish that yours be lined with gold. So I actually took that theme of gold and I just added with a little paintbrush. I added this opal polish, and this one is actually golden glow. So after I was done stamping my, using my orb and excuse me, with my circle, I just went around and I just added a little bit of that. So let me show you in more detail how all this came together. Okay, so I've already cut my paper down to size, and then I've already stamped my fairy hive, kind of extending off the edge a little bit, and I've already stamped my focal point here. And then I can also add, forgot the name of these lunar buds. You can add those too, but I would encourage you to do your greeting first so that when you're starting on this, you don't kind of lose space for that. So I didn't add mine till about the middle of the stamping, and I was like, oh dear, I almost covered that up. So you could put that right there at the top. And then you could go ahead and stamp. Now I like to use a stamping platform with this so they can get, these stamps are essentially a silhouette, so you can get that nice dark ink. And I like to use the Memento Tuxedo Black just because it's a really nice deep dark color. So you could stamp these in 2 different sections right there. So once you've got all of your little lunar buds stamped, I'm going to show you how to do this base at the bottom, and it's sort of to ground everything so they're not just floating. So what you do is I just took a piece of paper like this and just did the torn edge. Get our mat here, craft mat, and we've got the torn edge, and I'm going to place this torn edge just at the edge of our beautiful lady there. And then this is Pine Tree Harmony ink. It's water reactive, but I'm not using it for those purposes. I'm just using it for the color. All right, so I'm going to do this pine tree color right here along this top edge. And I want to get that pretty dark, so I'm not even blotting it. I'm just getting right in there on that. I'm going to use my smaller blender because I feel like the other ones, there we go. With the smaller blender, that ink is more concentrated in a smaller spot and it gets darker. All right, so once you've got that green edge there, I wanted to darken up that bottom edge. So I'm just going to go right to the Memento, which I use to stamp my primary images, and I'm just going to do that along the bottom because I've got the green at the top, and I'm blending that right into the green. Be blotting now because that's really getting my little ovals there. All right, so I'm going to go back to the green color. I'm just going to blend those together. All right. So now I've got my bottom edge that just sort of anchors everything. And now I'm going to add my moon again. So on this one, I want my moon to be in the background of what's going on here. So if I placed the moon, so I want to place the moon so that it's behind this stamped image over here. So I'm just going to tape that right there. This is just a little bit of the hunky-dory stencil tape, and also great for cutting dies because it doesn't stick to your paper. So I'm just going to stick that right there because I'm not going to apply ink right here. Where did I put my blue? Back to that blue, this wonderful oasis color. And I'm just going to start at the edge of that little fairy hive. And we're just going around here. And I'm going to go a little bit over our beautiful lady at the bottom. But I want her to be in front of that moon well. There we go. And as you can see, I'm going to take that off. Get on a little bit higher with that because my dragon there. And then I can also add, you can see here I have some sparklets, and these are Winter Wishes sparklets, and I just added those around my little lunar flowers there just to give it a little additional sparkle. And I used my little paintbrush and my Golden Glow opal polish. Just added a little bit of gold paint inside the window, my little fairy hive. Also added a little bit of gold just to the outside edges of the dragon wing and the inside edge of this second dragon wing. Then I started going around the inside edge of this moon just to add some additional shimmer. Now, as you can see in my original here, went all the way around the edge, and then I also just used the bottom of my paintbrush to make a little dip dot in the center of each one of those lunar blocks. So as you can see, a lot of fun with these wonderful stamps. I would encourage you to check out the money saver that we've got for this. If you're watching us on our vlog page, then it is you can just take advantage of that money saver by clicking on that big blue button. And if you're watching us on YouTube, then you would just click on the description below the video, and within the description box is a link to our money saver as well as to paperwishes.com, where you can find lots more videos and lots more stamps. I'm going to be doing another webisode actually tomorrow. That would be April 22nd's webisode, so check that out, featuring more stamps and more techniques to create your own backgrounds. Definitely tune into that tomorrow. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.